Today we're going to dive back into the wonderful world of cults and begin a two-part series on the Order of the Solar Temple. We'll start by learning the stories of the group's two leaders, Joseph de Mambro and Luc Jouret. We'll look at who they were, what they believed, and how they joined forces to lead a group of followers through the apocalypse, where they determined that the only salvation was through ritualistic suicide. Looks like we've got some more wackos on our hands. I'm Mike.
I'm Ian.
And I'm Dave. If you thought The Order of the Solar Temple was the latest Harry Potter novel, stick around. While we're not going to discuss Hogwarts, we may talk about the warts on Mike's hog. This is Necronomipod.
I think the people who claim that de Mambro was a con man are right. I think that the people who claim that de Mambro was convinced about his spiritual message are right too. De Mambro was just a kind of complex personality, actually a kind of schizophrenic and disturbed personality. The terrible consequence of it is that he is a total loss of reality. And the dream world he elaborated was shared with several people who more and more entered into his delusions.
So I don't know if you guys have ever noticed this or if I've ever told you guys, but when I text, I don't use both of my thumbs like most normal people do. For whatever reason, I can't use my left thumb to text. So I use my right thumb and my left index finger. So I'm like this.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Don't know why, but that's how I do it. So anyways, I recently cut the tip of my left index finger on a can of tuna and had to put a Band-Aid on it. Well, with the Band-Aid on, I can't use that finger to text, and it has literally turned my life upside down.
God damn.
Like, I don't even want to get out of bed in the morning to have to deal with this issue. Everything, because I have to use either my left thumb or my middle finger on my left hand to write these messages, takes me 20 minutes to shoot off a text.
What if you train your left thumb? Is that a possibility?
I've tried. I just can't get it down. I might have to. Maybe I'll just permanently, the Band-Aid's off now, but maybe I'll permanently keep the Band-Aid on and then just force myself to adapt. So anyways, that's what I got going on. I don't know what you guys got
People
going on.
have quarantine issues. Mike's got a tuna can issue.
It's a battle I fight every day.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, sliced right the tip. If I was a guitar player, that would have thrown my whole playing off.
Yeah, I just acted like I was going to send a text, and I used both thumbs. I couldn't think for a second.
Because it's so natural for everybody, but not me. I'm right thumb, left index finger to text.
What about some sort of verbal dictation? Would you be open to switching to that?
I do that sometimes. Yeah. If I have to write something or text something long, I'll use that, or, if driving or something.
Yeah. Maybe that's the answer.
It might be. Excuse me while I open up and take a swig of Stone Cold Steve Austin's Broken Skull IPA, available from El Segundo Brewing in California.
Hell yeah.
I am an unpaid spokesman.
It looks
you guys are
delicious.
allowed to talk if you want. I mean, this isn't just the Mike show.
I was mesmerized looking at the can there.
It is a sweet-ass can.
Delicious.
Well, you don't like IPA.
No. It's a cool-looking can, though.
It actually really is. Yeah, look those up.
I got some Fosters tonight.
You're going to be having a good time.
I know.
Those Fosters.
Big pounders.
Those Australians love to drink Fosters and have a party.
Well, it's the only beer available in the whole country.
Oh, I know. It's well documented.
Sure.
Yeah. Per Necronomipod, it's the only beer available in Australia. I think that's what Catherine Knight was all drunk on, or her boo was drunk on when she killed him. What was his name, Ian?
John Price.
John Price.
John Price.
Oh, Peach to it.
Trivia. Maybe that'll be one night. I'll have trivia, you two against each other.
Oh.
We'll see. Winner gets to do the narrations moving forward.
I don't want to do the narration.
Ian's like, wait, you mean if Dave wins, he gets to do all the outlines? He can win.
I'm all right. I'll tank that one. I'll pretend I'm you. I'm like, I don't know. Was I there for that show?
Yeah. Some of those hints, man, are really hard.
You get the best hints in all of game show history.
Those trivia shows are your favorite thing I think we do.
That's fun.
Available on Patreon, patreon.com/Necronomipod. I think we've done two of them now,
Yeah,
right?
You're 0-4.
Yeah. Although I scored a lot of points last time.
Well, I don't know if a lot. Some.
3. That's big. That's literally triple what I got last time.
That's a good point.
So, well, we got something a little bit off the radar today. We haven't done a cult since what, Scientology?
It's been a while.
Yeah, started back in the middle of November.
Yeah. 17 episodes later, we finished that series.
I recently read that those a-holes down in Clearwater are not following quarantine guidelines.
No.
Of course they're not.
They had enough thetans to protect themselves from COVID.
Yeah. They're a higher level of consciousness than a simple flu, Dave.
Absolutely.
So, Ian, what do we got today?
Tonight we are going to do part 1 of the Order of the Solar Temple. The Order of the Solar Temple it's a unique group in the world of cults because, like Heaven's Gate, it had 2 leaders at top. Like, if we remember, Heaven's Gate had Marshall Applewhite and Bonnie Nettles. And the Solar Temple had Joseph DeMambro and Luke Jouret. However, unlike Heaven's Gate, both DeMambro and Jouret would see it until the end with mass suicides.
Does the People's Temple fit into this with Jim Jones and Mr. Muggs at the top there?
Ooh. It's a fair question.
Just wondering.
I still wonder who was really calling the shots down there. Well,
If it was actually Muggs.
Until they blew Mr. Muggs' head off.
Well, I put an end to that.
Yeah. That was a shot he did not call.
Nor see coming.
Well, that poor little monkey.
If he wasn't monkeying around all the time, you might have seen the...
Hey, I don't think he was. Remember, Jim Jones threatened to feed the kids to him. If they kept messing with him, he's going to rip your... What did he say, He'll rip your arm right off?
He said Jim said he'd stick the kids' arms in it and in the cage and let Muggs rip their arms off.
Oops. Don't fuck with Muggs.
So there's some debate out there on this group if they actually fit into the realm of a cult or if they were like this esoteric kind of magical, like mystical group that just got way out of hand. There's also debates on that they might have just been some kind of like a massive money laundering scheme and the cult was just like a front for it. There's a lot of debate about this group. But regardless, they're probably the closest thing to a proven real esoteric secret society, like something from Rosemary's Baby.
Oh, I love Rosemary's Baby.
It's a good movie.
Have you ever seen Rosemary's Baby, Mike?
I have not.
It's really good. Classic.
Didn't they remake it?
I think they remake everything nowadays.
I've never seen a remake. I don't know.
Maybe I'm thinking of something else.
What is this from, like the 70s?
69, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a good one.
Maybe we'll have to make a list of like 5 movies from the show that Mike has to watch, and I'll work my way through them.
That's a good idea.
Like I did with Breaking Bad. Okay. And
like
I'll
it.
provide reviews.
I like it.
There you go. Maybe that could be a Patreon thing where I just provide like a 10 to 15 minute show just like reviewing something. That could be like my little spinoff.
I don't dislike the idea one bit. Let's proceed with that.
I'll just get drunk and pontificate like I'm Jim Brockmeyer.
DeMambro had what it took to run a cult down. Like he had this thing. He had that whole scheme locked. So he did all the behind the scenes stuff while Luke Jouret was the face. Jouret handled the recruitment and the charismatic side of things. So since DeMambro, by all accounts, was the guy really running the show, we're going to start off with him. Unfortunately, there isn't a lot known about DeMambro's early life. Like most cult leaders, he was really careful to control how he was viewed by his followers, and he hid any information about his life from the general public that would in any way contradict his claims that he was like this all-powerful, all-knowing being.
That's pretty standard, right, with cults?
Yeah. I mean, but it's weird because you can, there's like Road to Jonestown, the really good book. You know Jim's whole life. Marshall Applewhite, there's a significant amount of information about him out there. All these guys, but this one's weird. There's not a ton of information about this group that's out there, and they held a lot of this information close to their chest. And
Do you
I think some of it might be a language barrier because there's like one really, really good book out there about this group, but it's in French and no one's translated it. So,
Do you think with like someone like Jim Jones, if I remember correctly, like from a young age, he knew what he kind of wanted to do, right? So, like from a young age, he was already being careful of what kind of image he was projecting, so that he didn't care if people knew about it, right?
I think that's a fair statement.
And he started real young too, Jim Jones.
Yeah. So maybe that's why he's proud to show that off because he knew what he wanted to do from a young age, and was careful not to have any skeletons in his closet, so to speak.
Because I guess the more you know about him, it kind of takes away some of the mystique. Like if you knew, Billy Bob used to work at Speedway pumping your gas. Now he's the Messiah.
Right, but if you're Jim
really?
Jones, and from the beginning you know what you want to do, you control the narrative,
Yeah, sure.
so you're not taking that Speedway job.
Yeah, Jim didn't get into like the mysticism aspect like DeMambro and Jouret, or we're going to see that they get into. So I feel like it's a little different with them. Like they can't. We'll see how these two build themselves up. That they just can't be seen as normal people at all. There's just no option to be seen as a normal human being to followers. Like Jim accomplished a lot of good things leading up to everything. So. It makes sense what you're saying, Mike. Like he would want to show that stuff off,
Right? Yeah.
But these two have built themselves up into be like this all-knowing, all-powerful Messiah kind of thing, and
You can't really build a backstory for that.
the
'cause where'd you
Messiah's
come
not
from?
working at the gas station.
Yeah,
right.
right.
Like you said, Dave.
That was a meteoric rise, pal. Last week you were pumping my gas. Now you're leading me out of the apocalypse.
I almost like that story better. I'd follow that one.
What we do know is that DeMambro was born on August 19th, 1924 in Pont-Saint-Esprit, France, that he was a jeweler by trade, and he had a son named Ellie and a daughter named Emanuela, both of whom he claimed did not have a human mother. They were born similarly like the Virgin Mary giving birth to Jesus, like this kind of miracle birth.
Well, but they still had to come out of someone.
Where did the egg fertilize? Like,
Yeah.
Just
I
the
have
universe.
questions. I have
Don't
questions, Joe.
question it.
I have questions, Joey.
the egg's got to come from somewhere.
Okay.
They hatch it like a chicken and just kind of.
Hey, maybe so.
That was Mike's pickup line in college. How do you like your eggs? Scrambled, poached, or fertilized?
He's not lying. It worked one time. For the record, I'm an omelet guy, too. If we're going to talk eggs, give me an omelet.
I like the sunny side up or whatever.
Yeah, like runny eggs.
Oh yeah,
Sunny
me too.
side. Those are delicious. I like eggs any which way.
Poached or sunny side? That's mine.
You don't do scrambled at all?
Yeah, if I'm want to do something real quick and easy, I prefer sunny side or.
That was my
poached.
other name in college. Quick and
Quick
easy.
and easy.
Quick and easy, Mike. Yeah, I like eggs. Man, I love fucking eggs. Omelets are my favorite, though. You stuff everything you can in those.
I like omelets.
Anyways,
A little more work.
didn't think we'd be talking about eggs tonight, but
DeMambro started out as a follower of a new religious movement himself. From 1956 through the 1960s, he followed the Rosicrucian order. Rosicrucianism is a worldwide brotherhood that claims to uniquely possess the secret teachings of Christian Rosencreutz.
Uniquely.
Yeah, it's very unique.
Sure it is.
Christian Rosencreutz was allegedly born in 1378 and lived for 106 years. According to Rosicrucianism, Christian traveled through North Africa and the Middle East in search of secret wisdom. Unfortunately, we don't know exactly what this whole secret wisdom is that he allegedly found and then taught to others, because that group keeps the information very close to their vest.
Well, it wouldn't be a secret if we knew, would it?
Yeah, it's a very secretive organization.
not worthy of knowing that.
It's easy to tell people that there's secret stuff. And like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't tell you. It's a secret.
I would,
By definition, asshole.
I would like to know the secret to this guy living to be 106.
Sure.
Especially
Back
in
the
1300s,
1300s. I mean, goddamn, Pally.
When they were curing you with, cracking your head open and bleeding you. Yeah. I don't think the longevity rate was very long.
Oh, like you were 22 was like setting records.
Right. He just needs a bleeding.
Although Christian Rosencreutz is considered by like most almost all academic people in the world is to be a fictional figure, Rosicrucians believe that he existed as they come to study his teachings today. And for the most part, this is just a harmless religious movement. It's just like the secret thing. They kind of believe their own stuff, and they don't cause problems for anybody.
I think they're cool. Inside knowledge.
Yeah.
I mean, following the teachings of fictional characters is quite common these days, as I
I knew
understand.
it. I knew it.
I've just heard about it. I don't know. I'm not familiar with it.
DeMambro left the Rosicrucian order in the late 1960s, and his reasons for leaving are unknown. After leaving, Mambro started an unlicensed practice as a psychologist. He was very successful at doing this, but he was eventually found out and charged with fraud. So in 1970, Mambro left France and fled to Switzerland in order to avoid these fraud charges.
Unlicensed, huh? I was thinking of starting my own unlicensed gynecology office.
Oh, Jesus.
With all this quarantine stuff, everyone doesn't, they want to go to doctor's office. They're looking for quick and easy.
I think you should do that.
I know my way around a vagina.
Just say, hey, we start by setting up via FaceTime. Just log on in, give me a shot. I'll do a quick overview.
Yeah.
I'll give you my thoughts, make some recommendations, and then, I'll send you a bill.
I can smear the hell out of that pap.
Oh, God. Ian with the delayed laugh there. Oh boy.
Hey, ladies. Get a commercial on cable access.
Get a commercial on our show.
Are you tired of your licensed gynecologist? Does he make you follow too many rules?
I want to hear this play out. We're going to have to write something. We're going to have to write a fake ad.
I think it might be sponsoring the show next week if I had to venture a guess.
Ditch that coronavirus ad that plays in the beginning and throw in your new gynecology business.
Itchy vag, no insurance.
FaceTime Dave. Your neighborhood gyno pal. MD. Or whatever.
Not an MD.
Whatever they get. Well, we didn't say what MD stood for. Most devastating cock. MDC.
We are off the rails early tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Mambro joined another religious movement in the 70s after taking off from the fraud charges. And this was established by a guy named Jacques Breyer. According to Jacques, he established the movement after he discovered an 18th century document in Paris which supposedly stated that lost Templar Knights relics were found in his family estate.
Oh, it's convenient, right?
This is like National Treasure 3.
Where do you find such a document?
I enjoy those movies, by the way.
I love them. Yeah. Well, the first one. The
first one was
wasn't
better.
that great.
First one was much better.
Yeah. You're like, look at this document I found. It's amazing. And it's buried in my own yard. What are the odds?
So getting into the Templar Knights just a bit, they were an elite order of knights in the Crusades, distinguished by red crosses on their uniforms. They originated around 1118 when a group of 8 knights gathered to protect pilgrims on their journey to Israel. They were legitimized by King Baldwin II of Jerusalem, who allowed them to set up their headquarters on a location sacred to Christians and Jews for being the original site of the Temple of King Solomon. Despite the fact that Breyer was never able to provide proof of the existence of these lost relics, he managed to gain a following of a good number of people, and Mambro became one of his most devout followers. Mambro believed Breyer when he said that the destruction of mankind was near and that only through Breyer's teachings could people survive.
Proof schmoof. Sounds legitimate.
I'll buy it.
Why not?
From going through this little bit here, we don't know why Mambro kept leaving these groups that he kept joining, but it would, obviously we know he becomes a successful cult leader. You would think that it could be something like Jim Jones, where Jim would go to all these churches and just learn, and then he realized what he could do. And that might be what Mambro did, or at least now in 1978, it might have hit him that he was like, oh, I can flip this and just do this myself. And he established an organization called the Golden Way in Geneva, Switzerland in 1978.
So he had studied people long enough, he was charismatic enough, and said, I'm going to give this a shot.
What do I got to lose, right?
Yeah, and we don't know it for sure, but with other cult leaders, what we know about them, you could assume that easily could be what happened here. Is he's like, hey, I can just flip this and do it myself. This organization was open to the public and was a way for people to learn about modern Templarism, the practice of following principles of the Templar Knights. The exact number of members is unknown, but former members have said that the group was small enough that they could all live together in one communal house in France. So it wasn't really, really big.
Wonder what a communal house in France held at the time. Like, does that mean like a hotel, or does that just mean like a big house where they're just stacking?
Like a little French farmhouse where you can fit 5 people.
Right. Like, I don't know. Like, that's interesting. Like, that could mean a couple hundred, or it could mean 5.
Sure.
I'm thinking at the height, it's like 20 people.
I think that's fair.
It's like your local Bible study group.
Yeah.
So what are the principles of the Templars that they were learning about? Like, what drew them to this?
We're going to get into their beliefs a little bit,
Yeah.
but we'll see how they mix all this stuff together, all this Templar stuff.
Quit jumping ahead, Dave.
Just asking.
Let him tell a story.
Calm down, man. What's your problem? I'm inquisitive. I have an inquiring mind, Mike. I'm not content to just sit over there and drink my IPA like you.
Oh, it's fucking delicious. Broken Skull IPA, El Segundo Brewing.
Is this going to be the new Blue Chew?
Well, you know what? It might be, because Blue Chew wants something to do with us, which breaks my heart and my cock. So I'm going to start pushing this El Segundo, which is now, I believe it's in a lot of states, but you can only find it at more of those, the stores that sell, like, have quite a selection of craft brews. You're not going to find it at every beer stop.
Yeah.
But I highly recommend it if you're an IPA fan. Just a very basic, good, traditional IPA.
Take it from Mike and his wet noodle with no Blue Chew.
Right.
It's good beer.
Right. My noodle might be dead, but my liver is partying tonight. Thanks, El Segundo.
DeMambro led his members through esoteric ceremonies where he would dress up in a glittery gold cape and setting up images of red crosses to symbolize the Templars, and conjured mystical images of the Ascended Masters. And we'll get into the Ascended Masters and all this, but these mystical images were actually just holograms, like just a projection that were ran by one of his followers, Tony Dutoit. So
these people thought they were the masters coming into the room. This guy's a projector in the back of the room.
Yeah,
geniuses.
We'll get into the holograms or the projections, the holograms, the lasers, all that shit in a little bit here. But it started way back when the Golden Way was going.
Big fan of that.
Tony Dutoit.
Big fan of that name, by the way, Tony Dutoit.
Dutoit?
I like that.
Dutoit.
I'm a big fan.
Is it hard to make holograms? Can you buy hologram machines? Like if I wanted to project a holographic Jesus on my front lawn at night, like that would be amazing. Could I do that?
I don't know how that works, man.
Like up on a big cross for Easter?
Oh, boy.
That would be fantastic.
Oh, boy. Until people walk by and Dave has it flipped upside down.
Despite DeMambro's ability to lead a small group of followers, he wasn't able to attract the large numbers that you would need to really successfully run a cult. It wasn't until he met Luc Jouret that he was able to become truly a really effective cult leader. Luc Jouret was the co-founder of the Order of the Solar Temple, was born in Belgian Congo, Africa on October 18th, 1947. During his college years, he joined the Walloon Communist Youth, which is also tied to neo-Nazis, and this resulted in the police placing him under surveillance. He graduated with a medical degree in 1974. 2 years after graduation in 1976, he joined the Belgian army and became a paratrooper. Following his time in the army, he began a formal study of homeopathy and qualified as a homeopathic practitioner in France. And once he got this, he traveled all over the place, studying various forms of alternative and spiritual healing.
So he's like Ernest Angley.
Yeah.
He can heal.
It's a pseudoscience, nonsense.
Yeah, this is like...
So the other guy's a fake psychologist, and this guy's a pseudoscience.
Yeah.
So why can't you be a fake gynecologist, Dave?
Oh, I can. I can do it.
I can, and I will.
Ask Steve Jobs about homeopathy when he got pancreatic cancer and that clean eating that did not end up saving him.
Is that what he did?
All kinds of stuff like that.
Yeah, then he if I don't know if this is a meme or not, but didn't he believe that avocados had an important thing in curing cancer?
Yeah, that sounds right. Something like that. And he waited like 9 months to get the tumor removed, and surprise, it didn't work.
Yeah, spoiler alert,
Such a smart
avocados
guy,
don't cure
too.
cancer.
Yeah.
Ian, did you say avocados?
Yeah, avocados.
Isn't it avocados?
Not if you're from
Judging me on
Ian's
how I say
hometown,
it?
it's not.
It's avocado. He's
Not with
over
that
here
pit-
saying avocado.
Not with that Pittsburgh accent, it's not avocado.
All right. I've never heard him like say words differently like that before. That was the first time, at least that I've caught it.
Oh, he does all the time.
Does he?
Oh, yeah.
What else? I love how Dave notices and judges us on this shit, but doesn't bring it up.
I just noticed, though.
Avocado. What else? Next time he does it, bring it up.
He's got a lot of Pittsburgh pronunciations. You just got to listen to it.
What's a proven fact? Pittsburgh sucks.
I like Pittsburgh.
All right.
I actually do like Pittsburgh. It's a fun town. I don't like their rapey quarterback, but
Or their shitty football team.
All right.
did you guys see that?
We can't even go down that road. We can't even go down that road.
Did you guys see that Tom Brady's management company trademarked the term Tampa Bay?
Oh, boy.
I fucking love it. I want a shirt, Tampa Bay.
Jeez.
What a douche.
That is ridiculous.
Stop it. The greatest of all time.
Puke.
I can't wait till Tampa Bay wins the Super Bowl. Oh, that's going to be a party. Or excuse me, when Tampa Bay wins the Super Bowl. I'm a big Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan now.
Oh, my God.
Any hoodles. Ian's ignoring our football talk. He wants no part of this.
No, I'm trying not to continue it because I had some hot takes on Tampa Bay, but I'm not even doing it. I'm not turning this into a sports podcast. So as far as him traveling around and studying this holistic homeopathy kind of stuff, it's known that he visited the Philippines in 1977. And he later stated that he had visited China, Peru, and India. At the beginning of the 1980s, he settled in Annecy, France, not far from the Swiss border, and began to practice homeopathy there. Jouret would give lectures regarding homeopathy and his holistic ideas. By 1983, Mambro's Golden Way organization had been in operation for 5 years and wasn't growing nor near the rate that he had hoped. Jouret's lectures attracted large numbers of people, and this caught Mambro's attention, so he invited Jouret to come speak at the Golden Way, because this is, at this time too, this is kind of what Jouret would do, is he wasn't building his own organization. He was just going to all these little movements, these groups like the Golden Way, and would just do lectures for them.
So it's just like you pay him, he comes, hypes you up, gets you an audience, and then goes about his way.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's not a bad gig.
So he wasn't at this time looking to start his own kind of organization or cult. He's just making a buck off of these other places.
Helping other people prey off individuals.
Yeah, right.
Is there why was Mambro's like failing with the Golden Way? Was there any word about like why it wasn't catching on? What was he doing? What were their beliefs?
He's just not charismatic. Mambro didn't have that kind of awe.
That Jim Jones quality of captivating
where people. Yeah, where people talk to Jim and it was like you're talking to a very important person right now, and he made you feel important. And Mambro just didn't have that.
So he's more of a back office guy with the ideas. He needs a front man.
Right. Exactly.
It almost sounds like these two would make a good team.
Yeah.
Yes, it does. Is it true that the original name was the Golden Shower Way, and he kind of shortened that up after he hired a PR firm, and he's like, it's not really a great name.
Maybe that's why people weren't showing up. I don't want to get fucking pissed on. What's this guy talking about?
The two of them, the first time Jouret came to speak, the two of them just connected immediately because of their similar views on science and spirituality. Because Rosicrucianism, from the little that we know about it, brings in a lot of science. It's pseudoscience still, but they bring in scientific stuff. The Templarism stuff brings in science. Not real science, but still brings in science. And so these two just clicked.
Like ancient aliens type science.
Sure, we could say
I'm generalizing, but the kind of science people that are on Ancient Aliens.
You threw Ian for a loop with that one.
Also in that same year, Mambro introduced Jouret to a guy named Julian Origas, who is the leader of the Renovated Order of the Temple, which was another Templar organization. Because there's a lot of these Templar things kicking off at this time.
I had no idea there were so many Templar organizations.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
We should start one.
I'm down.
Why not? Fake gyno exams and whatever else we can come up with.
Julian was a neo-Nazi himself. So him and Jouret clicked immediately because Jouret had spent a lot of time in the Walloon Communist Youth and was used to hanging out with neo-Nazis.
Love neo-Nazis. They're so nice.
They're the best people.
Love their stuff. They're just terrific.
We're kidding, Ian. It's okay. don't get so flustered.
Shortly after Jouret joined the renovated Order of the Temple, Julian passed away.
Or was he murdered?
I don't know.
Okay.
I think he just passed away,
All right,
but
sure.
we could add that juicy detail.
I feel like that was like your Michael Scott murder mystery. There's been a murder.
You never know.
Jouret saw this as an opportunity to take control of the organization, so he kind of started this campaign to take it over. Kind of like how Jim tried to pull off taking over Mother Divine's organization out in Philly.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like she's like, no.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here. And that's pretty much what Julian's daughter, Catherine, told Jouret. And there was a number of members that were on her side, and they resisted and forced Jouret to leave the renovated order. But the timing of this was actually perfect because Mambro wanted to partner up with Jouret. Mambro didn't have Jouret's education with going to college and with the medical degree. And we've already talked about he didn't have that charisma and the people skills to attract more people. And at the same time, joining up would also allow Jouret to save face. By joining up with Mambro, Jouret could claim that he wasn't forced out of the renovated Order of the Temple, but instead it was the will of the Ascended Masters that caused him to leave this group willingly to form a new group with Mambro. So together, these two formed the Order of the Solar Temple in 1984.
It's a cool name.
It's a badass name.
It's not a Harry Potter book, but it's still pretty cool.
People are probably like
Sounds
flipping
like a
through.
Harry Potter book.
Yeah,
Right, they're probably flipping through like Apple Podcasts. They see this like, ooh, yeah, Harry Potter one. And they get our dumbasses talking about texting with cuts on our fingers. And
fake gynecological exams.
Teachings of the Order of the Solar Temple were based on a combination of Rosicrucianism, Templarism, teachings of Aleister Crowley, a little Madame Blavatsky, and a bunch of New Age philosophy.
Madame Blavatsky and Aleister Crowley, future episodes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we brought up Madame Blavatsky last year because she, in her theosophical book, The Secret Doctrine, way back from 1885, there's some reptilian kind of stuff brought in there, so we had to bring her up then.
Last week, you said last year.
Last week.
Yeah,
oh, sorry,
last week.
last week. I know we've brought her up before. She's literally, Madame Blavatsky is the originator of all Western occultism and esoteric thought. She sparked everything. So everything that any of these type of subjects we talk about, there's one way or another you can link it back to Madame Blavatsky.
It's a hell of a statement.
I mean, and then when we get into when we do a Nazis and the occult episode, it's going to be a lot of it's going to be focused on Madame Blavatsky because Hitler thoroughly enjoyed some of her stuff.
Is the Nazis and the occult the only subject from our initial trailer that we haven't touched on yet?
Well, we were supposed to do the Cannibal Holocaust movie watch along. I talked about that in the trailer.
So those are the two. Are those the only two things that we haven't touched on from the initial trailer?
I think so.
I guess we're out of ideas. Show's going to end soon, probably.
Retirement.
Yeah. Ooh. It's been a hell of a 14 months, 15 months. We've peaked.
It happens. So this is quite a mashup of ideas. I mean, that's a little bit of everything.
Yeah, it really is. And what we're going to get in here into now with the theosophical aspect, because they really focused on that. Like they used the Templar stuff with the crosses and a lot of the New Age stuff, but they really, really focused on Madame Blavatsky and the theosophical stuff. So that's kind of what we're going to get into now. One distinctive characteristic of theosophy is its belief in ascended masters. So these are enlightened beings that freed themselves from the cycle of death and rebirth, but who continued to guide humankind. Ascended masters included figures from all religions, such as Abraham, Moses, Solomon, Jesus Christ, the Virgin Mary, Confucius, and Buddha. And then there's more, but those are kind of like the heavy hitters.
What about Muhammad?
Maybe.
What about Zeus?
Sure.
I mean, the pro wrestler? Hulk Hogan put an end to him in 1989, Dave. In the movie No Holds Barred.
These ascended masters were featured prominently in the Order of the Solar Temple, and Theosophy also lent them another important concept, which was the importance of the star of Sirius. Now, according to Theosophy and Madame Blavatsky, Sirius was where all human consciousness originated, and the star's main function in the universe was to transmit energy to all the minds of humans to create their sense of self.
So, what exactly is the origin of this idea or the scientific proof associated with it?
Madame Blavatsky just wrote whatever she wanted back in the 1800s.
Oh, okay.
It just went
Sure.
from there.
Sounds good.
You interpret it how you want, Dave, but she wrote what she wrote.
She came up with the lost continent of Lemuria, Atlantis, everything, all this shit, almost every single subject that we're ever going to talk about as far as paranormal or whatever along these lines, it can all go back to Madame Blavatsky in some way or another.
Son of a bitch.
And that book is super thick and super fucking boring.
It was one book.
Yeah, it's The Secret Doctrine back from
So
1885.
You've read it, Ian?
I've tried to read some of it. It's very fucking boring.
What's the longest book you have ever read, both of you? Finished.
I read an 835-page book on the Nazis and the occult. That's the longest I've ever read.
And we still haven't done that subject yet.
Jesus.
Poor guy spent 800 some pages.
I have no idea. I'm trying to think
Mine,
back.
I don't remember the exact. It was, I think, 925 was mine.
What was it?
It was The Life and Times of Robert F. Kennedy.
Okay.
It was the book itself with like the notes at the back was well over 1,000, but the actual book itself, the meat of it that you read was like 920 something. Took me 6 months to read because I'd put it down and come back to it and put it down.
Sure.
You know,
I seem to recall that Where Eagles Dare, the war novel, the World War II novel, was a very long 400 or 500 page. I really don't remember. That's the only thing that comes to mind. Although there's a new Stand adaptation coming out, and I've never read The Stand, and I always wanted to read that, and that's a 1,000-page book, I believe. So I think
Stand?
Stephen King, The Stand.
Oh, okay.
So I think I'm going to go back and read that before the new show comes out.
so you're gonna do 1,000 pages before the show.
Yeah.
So there it is.
So there you go.
See, Dave had to one up us and pick 1,000-page one.
Quarantine
His
aspiration.
answer wasn't even I've read it. It's I'm going to, so I win this debate.
Well, I was going to throw out, I read the Bible back to front to cover many, many times.
Well, who hasn't? Okay, sidebar over.
Between 1984 and 1990, the Solar Temple served as an umbrella organization for three groups: the Agata Club, the Arcadia Club, and the International Knighthood Organization. Between them, these groups had over 350 members. The Agata Club went into further depth on the group's philosophy with the goal of achieving a higher state of consciousness.
Are these guys still in France at this point, or are they in Switzerland? Where are they located at?
They are in Switzerland, like right on the border.
Okay.
Very few people were invited to be a part of this group. The Arcadia Club was reserved for a small number of Agata members who were deemed worthy of receiving more esoteric information that would allow them to move towards a higher level of consciousness. Above the Arcadia group was the International Knighthood Organization, and these members were invited from the Arcadia Club and participated in their own initiation ceremonies. Everybody got a different color cape when you advanced through the system.
Oh, that's
I
cool.
believe you started out with a white cape, then you got a red cape, and then when you got to the International Knighthood Organization, you got a black cape.
Sounds like karate.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, it costs a lot of money to advance through these systems.
No,
which we're
come
gonna-
on. I don't believe that.
Which we're going to talk about that in a bit.
This is horse shit.
And at this point, the Solar Temple was not a destructive cult. And followers of the temple were never separated from the rest of the world. The general public was permitted to attend lectures by Jouret, who taught the principles of the cult. And they openly talked about this stuff. Members openly associated with other people from society. Right up until the mass suicide, members had access to the mainstream media and were aware of all the criticisms that outsiders had about their organization.
Which is generally not the case, right? They kind of shut them
No,
off. I mean,
and
most of the
that's-
time, most cults shut them off to outside access, right?
Yeah. I think we've discussed that with pretty much all of them, I thought.
Well, and that's a thing. That's what when we were kind of getting into the beginning of the episode, I said that it's kind of debated on if there's some people that don't really consider them a cult because they don't really fit a ton of the criteria for it. But then there's somewhere along the line that it flips into couple murders and a bunch of suicides.
Oh, spoiler alert.
No happy ending, right?
Well, with me, there's always a happy ending. Hey, girl, hey.
So kind of like the end-all be-all on cults is a guy named Dr. Robert J. Lifton. And he came up, he wrote a book about cults. And when he's talking about destructive cults, he set 8 characteristics that would define a destructive cult.
Can you read these like David Letterman's top 10?
Number 10. You don't end up living. Number 9.
You drank the Kool-Aid.
Number 8. A monkey decides when you're going to get fucked.
I know it was Flavor Aid. I said Kool-Aid. Ian, don't kill me.
Damn. Come on, you're better than that.
So let's just run through these 8 real quick and kind of, because I feel like we know enough about these guys so far, what they're doing here and how their organization's set up. The first one is milieu control, and this is just control of communication within the group environment, which would result in a significant degree of isolation from society, which we just said that they didn't have that. They were completely free to talk to the outside world and absorb outside information.
So that they already passed the first test. They're not that one.
Right. Number 2, mystical manipulation. Now, they 100% fit into this group.
Like holograms?
Well, this is when when there's a claim of divine authority or spiritual advancement that allows the leader to reinterpret events as he or she wishes. And they make prophecies and pronounce things that are going to happen.
Literally every cult ever of all time in the history of cults and cultism and the world and earth and people.
So these guys 100% fit that bill. I mean, when Joseph de Mambro, even way back when he was doing the Golden Way before the temple even started, and he said that his kids were born not of a human mother, they were just kind of born out of the universe. He fit this category.
I would say so.
Yeah. Number 3 is the demand for purity, that everybody is constantly required to strive for perfection, and there's a lot of guilt and shame, confessions, like we would know in like Jonestown, Jim would just like come up with shit that people did wrong, or even the smallest little things were considered like a really bad offense. None of that was happening in this group.
That's interesting.
So it seems pretty benign at this point. So I kind of agree with that maybe it's not actually a cult here.
Would you though be like trying to strive for a higher level of consciousness? Would that not fall under that realm?
I mean, you could just be a Buddhist and be striving for a higher level of consciousness.
But you're striving for something better, something more perfect. I don't know. I'm stretching. So we're 1 for 3.
Number 4, cult of confession. This really expands on the confession aspect of it, that there are sins that you are going to confess to either privately to the leader or in front of the group. That didn't happen in this group either.
Dave, have you ever been in part of a cult where you had to confess your sins?
Now that you mention it, yes, I have.
Moving on.
Number 5, the sacred science, where the doctrine of the group is considered the ultimate truth beyond all questioning or anything. The leader is the spokesperson for God, and whatever the leader says is it. And this is kind of a gray area with this group because they bring in the ascended masters, which are from all religious aspects, and they don't push this one single idea. So this is really, it's debatable on if they even fit this category.
Okay, I could see that. I think they do, though, right? What do you think, Ian?
I don't know, because there's never been, at least from I could find, there's never been an account where they say, I came up with this specific, really, really specific belief system, and you have to believe it.
Because it's just a greatest hits they took of everything else.
Okay.
It's a lot of Madame Blavatsky stuff that's why I'm saying, like, I almost lean towards that this group is this esoteric.
But we're also basing it off of one book and one guy's standards of what is a destructive cult. Right.
Yeah, I mean, Robert Lifton, I mean, he's the guy.
He's the expert, right?
Yeah. I mean, he's the dude that defined a cult.
Well, I have some thoughts on Robert Lifton. I'll keep them to myself.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Him and I don't see eye to eye on many things.
Number 6, loading the language. This is when the group develops jargon in many ways that's just unique to itself, and it's not understandable to outsiders. These guys specifically fit this category because they took from Madame Blavatsky, Aleister Crowley, all these people, and made it confusing as fuck, in that nobody would understand what the fuck they were talking about unless you were part of that group and part of those specific 3 groups underneath the temple. So they fit this 100%.
So it kind of prevents outsiders from what? Infiltration?
It makes you feel more important than the rest of the world.
Okay.
You have this information that the rest of the world doesn't have.
Would this also include speaking in tongues? And if so, Dave, how does that sound?
Oh, speaking in tongues?
Yeah. I know you've been able to kind of...
Well, you gotta pray a lot, and you want the Spirit of the Lord to enter you, and then you just start speaking a language that you're not. Shamalama shaka hoka maka lika laka laka. And it just comes to you. It overtakes your spirit.
See, that was pretty powerful.
It happens. It's the Lord working through you.
So what are we at 2 for 6? Are we at 2 for 6 with these people?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and one's debatable.
All right.
Number 7, doctrine over a person, means that the group's beliefs are more important than the individual person, which I think that almost all religions fit that category in all reality.
Sure.
And then 8, dispensing of existence, which the group decides who has the right to exist and who doesn't. That's when you get to that official, very dangerous, very definitive point of a destructive cult. Like
very dangerous. Jesus.
Yeah, you're getting to Shinrikyo, Jonestown, all those type of things. And right now, and where we're at in this story, I think that's what makes these guys so interesting, at least to me, is that you've got 2, maybe 3 off that list, and then somehow this story ends in murder and mass suicide.
So at this point in the story, you shouldn't expect that.
Absolutely not. What they really had going for them in the realm of cults, like every cult we've talked about, was money, and specifically Mambro's spiritual claims. He claimed to his followers that he was simultaneously a reincarnation of a 14th century Templar knight, one of the Egyptian pharaohs, one of Jesus' 12 disciples, and the Roman soldier who pierced Jesus on the cross. So he was all of those things at one time.
That's a hell of a fucking resume.
Yeah, right.
Jesus.
It certainly is. Nice work. So where did their money come from?
You had to pay to go up the ladder.
Very Scientology-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and here's the thing about this group too. This group was not for the every average day person like us. This group was made up of extremely wealthy people. I mean, one of their top people was a guy from Switzerland who was the owner of one of the top watch companies there. I mean, this guy was making watches that sold for, like, his highest end watches were $1 million a watch.
No kidding.
I mean, this guy was a multi-millionaire. That's what I'm saying. Like, these guys are like the closest thing to a real world esoteric secret society of wealthy people that are doing this weird shit behind the scenes kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Mambro, he would also play it fast and loose with followers too, because with these spiritual claims about how he could, saying that he was a reincarnation of multiple people himself, he would go up to members and be like, you know what, I had this vision, this spiritual awakening. You're Moses now. You are the reincarnation of Moses. Like, he would tell it to a follower. And then, like, the next day he would go in and be like, you know what, I was wrong. This guy's Moses. You're whoever. Like, I don't know, any other fucking huge...
I want to be Zechariah.
Who's
yeah,
that?
sure.
Just, I don't know.
Some guy?
Yeah. He's there, though. I want to be him.
It's like a bunch of role-playing.
Yeah. I want to be... You know what? Let's bring back Leviticus. Big fan of Leviticus.
Love this work.
I want him. I have all of his albums. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy. And I forget the song. I know the New Testament.
That creepy ass song you had to sing.
I remember the Is it the New Testament one? Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Acts and Romans and Corinthians. Galatians, Ephesians, Philippians, Colossians, Thessalonians, Timothy, Titus, Philemon, Hebrew, James, Peter, John, Jude, and Revelation.
God damn. Clap. Is that every book of the New Testament?
Clap.
I believe that's the New Testament.
I didn't have my clap sound loaded up, or I would have played it.
I believe if you had your Bible out, it might have lined
That's
up.
amazing.
I might have mispronounced some of those names, but whatever. It's been 30 years since I learned that
Biblical
song.
scholar.
Well, I've been called that. That was my nickname in college. But that was just a straight up shoot. They called me, no, that's Mike. He's a biblical scholar. He respects you.
Maybe not in the morning, but right now.
Yeah. He respects you and your vagina.
So Mambro also claimed that his daughter Emanuela was a cosmic child of spiritual importance. What it meant to be a cosmic child was never explained to people within the inner circles of the organization, but Mambro made it clear that Emanuela was to be treated with the utmost reverence. Like, she's a cosmic child, don't fuck with her, don't cross her, was the attitude.
What was that other cult where it was like that, where the little kid had domain over everyone? Was it Elron on the boat?
Oh, yeah, he had the, what were they called? It was the group of the, 12 to 13-year-old girls.
Yeah, right.
God damn it, I can't remember what they were called.
And they were the ones, running around, controlling everybody, right? Like, spitting in their faces and stuff.
Yeah, like they were super special. All right.
They would, mimic his tone of voice and just grill people in the same tone.
Good thing he got his cock audited.
Audit your cock.
Dave, do John Travolta saying that?
No, it was the New York kids yelling at his window.
Yeah, like he was hiding out
Because he was
in
getting
Queens
picked
and
on.
they were
Yeah.
throwing shit at him and fucking with him. I don't even remember what
He
that
said, hey, why don't you
like.
come audit my cock?
Hey, Elron, would you audit my cock?
That's about it. That guy got bullied into his apartment. Deservedly so.
He had that fucking clown hair.
Yeah. We posted that photo on the
Yeah,
Instagram back in the day. Fucking Bozo the Clown. Sans makeup.
Yeah, that might be one of my favorite things from the Scientology story is picturing this very wealthy man hiding in a Queens apartment, getting fucked with by these little kids.
Yeah.
Great. I love it.
Couldn't leave for months because they just waited outside to fuck with him every day. So we have Mambro's all his spiritual claims. Luke Jouret also claimed to have supernatural healing abilities. One former member reported that when he first met Luke Jouret, he was sick. He had a cold or the flu or whatever. But Jouret told him, hey, you showed up just in time because you have cancer, and I just immediately healed you. Isn't that convenient?
Absolutely.
Heal.
I always wonder why these healers, why the hospitals never hire them. Isn't that weird?
You would think that'd be
They'd just be on staff at the hospital and they wouldn't have to pay all these doctors. They just use
chemo? Nope.
Yeah,
Got you
not
healed
necessary.
right here.
It's almost like it's not real. It's weird.
God damn,
mean-
Dave, that's a statement.
We wouldn't have, we shouldn't have a COVID issue, right? By that logic.
Absolutely not.
Well, I believe some of those preachers are coming out and saying that they can heal it, right?
I saw the one guy was spitting on it. He was blowing on COVID-19 the other day. He's just spitting all over the idiot parishioners in the front row.
Giving them COVID.
Giving them
As he's
COVID.
healing
Yeah.
and blowing away the COVID.
These people.
Human society.
Like, I'm fine. All these people want to go to church, but then we're locking you motherfuckers in so you can't go anywhere else. Like, you're free to go
Your
there.
ass can stay there.
Yeah, you're not coming to the grocery store with the rest of us, idiot.
God damn, pal. Tell us how you really feel.
Imbeciles.
So getting into the money, we already kind of alluded to it. Mambro had members pay large amounts to ascend through those 3 levels of the organization. And we kind of already talked about it with that Swiss watchmaker. The cult generally focused on recruiting wealthy people around the world who were able to afford these large sums of money. A lot of these members, specifically some of the women, have this vibe of, I'm very wealthy and I'm bored kind of thing happening.
That makes sense. Just looking for something more, I guess.
Yeah.
This is very much in the same vein as Scientology.
Yeah, there's some of the women members that were key to some things that we're going to get into in part 2. Were these wives of very wealthy businessmen that it just really seems like rich people are bored and have nothing else better to do, kind of thing.
I always picture them like the movie Eyes Wide Shut with just big orgies and masks on and stuff.
That's literally what this group is. I mean,
all right, there you go.
Dave just summed it up. We'll see you guys next week.
One thing they did with the large amounts of money that they gained was they set up a farm in Quebec to be an ark of refuge in which survivors of the apocalypse could survive, because Mambro was taking from his previous run-ins with these religious movements. He adapted this whole end of the world thing, and he specifically started pointing towards 1995 was kind of when it was going to probably kick off.
Oh, sure.
This also served as a second location in addition to their headquarters in France. By 1989, membership in all these subgroups grew until it peaked at 442 members. But this is the point in the story where it takes a turn and starts turning into a destructive cult.
AKA the good parts.
Oh, boy.
It's kind of small, right? 400 people? Compared to some of these groups we've looked at.
The Necronomicon cult could take them.
Sure.
It's small, but I mean, when you get into... like Heaven's Gate's a huge one. I mean, we covered them way back in the day, and I think it was like episode 8 or something. I would love to take another crack at Heaven's Gate somewhere in the next couple years. But like Heaven's Gate, they had like 30 some members commit suicide altogether, if that. Off the top of my head, I mean, they weren't very big, but they're one of the ones that stands out in your mind because they commit mass suicide. And this group is responsible for 74 with a mass suicide and murder. So it's weird how these guys fly under the radar so much.
And yeah, I was not familiar with this group at all.
Yeah.
In the 1990s, many members began to question Mambro's authority when they started to realize that he was asking followers to live this very humble lifestyle while he maintained this really lavish, upscale lifestyle.
Well, that never happens in cults, so that's kind of strange.
Right. As Mambro wanted to gain more money, he started to buy, flip, and sell the organization's properties in really frequent and bizarre ways, like just really sporadically. And all of this buying and selling caught the attention of law enforcement to suspect, and even to this day, that Mambro was involved in money laundering because there was a judge's ruling on some things that had to do with this group, where it was that judge's opinion that the Solar Temple was not a cult, that they were like this financial scam, money laundering organization.
But he healed people of cancer.
That's the thing. It's a weird fucking story, man. That everybody has their own opinion on this one, on what exactly they are.
Well, he's buying, flipping, and selling houses. I saw him on, he was on an HG TV show, Extreme Makeover Cult Edition. That's a pretty good show.
Cult Edition. I'd watch that.
Of course you would.
I'd watch the shit out of that. Building communal housing.
Regarding this weird money stuff, Mambro justified his actions to followers by claiming that he was inspired by the Knights Templar, who, among other things that they're known for, they were known for establishing the first bank. So...
Is that right?
He explained,
huh.
Yeah. And
I didn't
so
know.
he
I didn't know that till I read these notes.
And he explained that the Knights often engaged in strange financial practices to protect their wealth, and therefore he was just simply following an ancient tradition. Also, in the 1990s, Mambro began to expand his control. He insisted on having control over who the senior members married, when they had children, and what their children's names were. Mambro claimed to have magical sexual abilities and manipulated female cult members into having sex with him. So he's banging everybody whenever he wants.
Who was running his fuck schedule, I wonder?
It always comes down to the fuck schedule.
Yeah.
I mean, why else start a cult?
True. Why else do anything?
Yeah. In college, they called me Jim Jones.
Did they?
Yeah.
So who's more powerful? Is this guy more powerful than the front end guy?
Luke
Jouret?
I think so.
Seems like
I
it.
mean, I don't know for sure because, like I said, like to piece together this outline, I had to go to like 7 or 8 different websites, and there's not a book out there that's like really definitive about these guys. But from what I read and what I could piece together, it seems like DiMambro's the guy. He just doesn't have the charisma like Jouret did. And
so he needs that front end
guy.
guy, but he's pulling the strings on him.
Right. And like as far as getting these senior members, like telling them who they could marry and stuff, like he would put together like these cosmic relationships. Like he would be like, you're the reincarnation of, I don't know, what's a really big female historical figure.
Mother Teresa.
Sure. Mother Teresa. So he would say, you're the reincarnation of Mother Teresa. And this guy over here is the reincarnation of who? Give me somebody else.
Lemmy from Motorhead.
There you go.
All right, Lemmy from Motorhead. So
Now
Lemmy
Dave's
from
in.
Motorhead.
If you told
we're
Dave
talking.
that, he's joining your cult.
So he would decide. He'd say, "So you're actually a Lemmy from Motorhead. You're actually Mother Teresa. You guys would make a perfect couple and make
for
perfect
sure.
That would be a perfect couple.
The nun
Perfect
of
cosmic
spades.
children.
Nun of spades.
I
So
love
you guys
Motorhead.
need to get together and make kids.
Interesting.
That's kind of what he was doing.
It's like an
with this.
eHarmony guy way back when.
See that?
Yeah,
Christian
But he
Mingle.
was just
This was
telling-
before Christian Mingle.
Cult Mingle.
How about Farmers Only? Have you guys seen that one?
FarmersOnly.com.
You don't have to be lonely at farmersonly.com. Those commercials are so
It's just
bad.
the worst.
There's a dating site for everybody, man.
Not yet one for NASCAR fans. I might have to start that
You just talked about it.
for us now.
Well,
No,
I'll-
they're not all farmers, Dave. See, that's where you're wrong. Don't put us in that hole.
That's what she said.
In 1991, many of the French members decided to abandon their possessions and move to the Solar Temple's second location in Canada. This mass relocation led to an investigation by the president of the Association for the Defense of Family and Individuals.
What's that? Like a child family welfare organization?
Yeah, it seems like they just encompass kind of all that, like potential cult things,
Okay.
children's stuff, all kind of any kind of family issues. In that same year, the president of the ADFI wrote a letter to InfoCult, which is an organization known for providing support for people and their families who have fallen victims to cults. In this letter, he expressed concerns that the Order of the Solar Temple was using brainwashing to manipulate its members.
So what do you think makes religion brainwashing different from cult brainwashing? It's a fine line, right?
I feel like I keep saying, but it's a fine line with this group because religion, like the Catholic Church, you're able to go out into the world and you hold a job, you interact with other members of society that don't believe what you believe.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's just it.
Things
The
like
amount of
that.
control over your actual personal private life.
But they still didn't have it. Even at this moment, these guys still
No,
didn't fully
I'm not
have that.
I'm not answering between the Solar Temple and church. I'm saying in general, between a cult and religion, a cult wants more control over all aspects of your life, whereas religion wants to be a part of all aspects but not have control over it.
I think that's what he's saying. This cult doesn't really fit that mold. Well, they want complete control at this point.
Like, in my opinion, when you start saying you as the individual are a reincarnation of certain individuals like Jesus Christ and all that kind of stuff, then you're definitely hitting cult territory.
Yeah.
But these guys, even doing that, they're still walking a fine line between actually being a cult and being this esoteric society that's still kind of fitting the
Up to-
guidelines of a standard religion.
Up to this point, yes, I agree.
But so today, well, this episode comes out, it's Easter Sunday. There's a lot of kooky churches around the country that are saying, you're protected from COVID-19, so we're going to have church services. Why don't you come on in and get in a room with a bunch of people and they can pass all their germs to you? I would submit to you that's exactly the same kind of brainwashing. You're taking your life in your hand, listening to your pastor
Yeah.
because he's telling you should come to church when clearly you should not. You should be at home.
Yeah. I mean, it's such a
I mean, you're brainwashed.
it's such a it's like it's weird with cults. It's such a fine line that religion and cults walk, and then there's certain points where it takes this huge. Some are more drastic than others, I guess. Like,
So there's different degrees, just like everything. Sure.
Yeah, I mean, like these guys are really walking that fine line where they're just kind of like tiptoeing over it every once in a while, and then you have things like Scientology that are, they step way over the line. In 1993, Luke Jouret and 2 Solar Temple members were arrested in Canada for attempting to illegally purchase 3 silenced firearms. Jouret's arrest was closely followed by the mainstream media, which brought the entire organization under the microscope. In purchasing illegal firearms was evidence that the Solar Temple was not only involved in money laundering, but they were also involved in arms dealing. So now you're getting back into the realm of, what is this exactly?
Well, it's starting to sound like a front for a criminal enterprise. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
If you will.
These guys are dabbling in a mixture of a lot of different things. They're dabbling in a little bit of Scientology, a little bit of Shinrikyo with the gun stuff.
Yeah, it's a composite of all these different people.
Yeah. And at the same time, somehow they're still walking a line where they could still arguably be considered just a new age religious movement.
Can I also say that my advice would have been, instead of trying to buy silencers, to just put dildos on the end of your guns like Robert Pickton did. Problem solved.
That's it.
Man, supposedly he found that out.
Dildo silencers. It's the new, it's what you got to do.
Sweeping the country.
With criminal charges brought against their leaders, members began to be rejected by the surrounding community. I mean, this was big news at this point. And when this happened, Luke Jouret was not allowed to go out and lecture anymore. I mean, there were lots of places around Europe that banned him outright. They're like, yeah, you fucking idiot. You're running like this criminal thing where you're buying illegal guns and money laundering. Like,
sure.
You're not speaking about your holistic ideas anymore. So they had a lot of scrutiny against them from just, everyday society. And it was starting to crumble, because now it's like, well, if we don't have Luke Jouret doing it, then Mambro's not going to fill that role, because he can't talk to fucking people. I mean, he's not a people person. So it's starting to crumble at this point. And for many, the pressure was too much, and they left the Solar Temple in increasing numbers. And soon they dropped to over 400 members, down to approximately 100 members.
It's an incredible shrinking cult. What's going to happen to these guys?
Members were also starting to be bothered by how Mambro and Jouret were starting to argue with one another on who was actually in control of the cult. It became less organized, and it made it less appealing to even the most loyal members. And that's where Tony Dutoit and his wife's...
I'm sorry.
No, you're right. And his wife Suzanne come back into the story.
That's not as fun. Suzanne Dutoit.
No, Dutoit?
I want Tony Dutoit.
Dutoit?
I've also
I
heard
actually want Pierre Dutoit.
Dutoit?
Pierre Dutoit.
I've actually seen her name as Nikki Dutoit as well, but Suzanne seemed to be Suzanne was the name I saw the most, so that's the one I went with, but
sure.
it could possibly be Nikki Dutoit.
Nikki Dutoit?
I'm not sure.
I like that better, but
Dutoit.
that's a great name.
I love it. Mike Dutoit.
I'll change my name.
It's not bad.
Now. Change my name right now to Dutoit.
We talked about Tony back in the beginning of the episode. Tony Dutoit was the guy.
The hologram guy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He was responsible for the light shows, the lasers, all that shit. So with these laser ceremonies and stuff, or these ceremonies with the lasers and the holograms, this was huge for them, because it would be presented extremely ritualistic. Everybody is wearing their robes, their capes. There's Templar crosses everywhere. There's all this stuff, and then these like laser shows would go off, and these projections or holograms of like Jesus and all these different figures and all this stuff. But the other thing that they were doing on top of that, because you could say you'd be like, oh well, that's really stupid. Like, how the fuck's anybody falling for that? They would use hallucinogens in these ceremonies, so it would just trip people out big time. And I mean, you would fully believe that you're having this spiritual experience, and Tony Dutoit was running these, and he was in on the secret.
Yeah, the hallucinogens work, or they're helpful with the sort of thing I would expect.
Yeah, you slip me some acid, throw on a laser show with Jesus being projected.
Yeah, right.
There's something. Yeah, I'm believing what you're putting down at that point.
Oh boy.
So when Dutoit left the cult, this was a huge blow to them. I mean, that, like I said, this was a secret between Mambro, Jouret, and Dutoit. And now to keep that shit going, I mean, that was a huge part of their ceremonies with all this stuff. And to keep that going, Mambro was going to have to let somebody else in on the secret to keep these things going. Shortly after Tony Dutoit left, on September 30th, 1994, Mambro declared that Tony Dutoit, his wife, and his wife Suzanne were enemies of the church, and that their newborn son, Christopher Emmanuel, was the Antichrist.
Well, hail Satan.
Jesus.
All right. I'm on Christopher Emmanuel's side then.
Well, according to Mambro, this was simply because Emmanuel was named similar to Mambro's daughter's name, Emanuela. Mambro said that this similarity indicated that the two children were tied to one another as rivals, and he was furious that the Dutoits didn't consult him when naming their baby, and even more furious that they chose that specific name.
Well, it's a little copycatish, I guess.
Starting to think this Mambo's guy is a little petty.
Mambro further insisted that since Emanuela, his daughter, was the cosmic child, that meant that Emmanuel had to be the Antichrist. And since Mambro was the reincarnation of the Roman soldier who pierced Jesus on the cross, he had no choice but to atone for his sin by killing the Antichrist.
The logic's there. You can't deny it.
Now,
That's one way to look at it. This is where my blood starts to get like really hot with this story. It's where Mike gets fired up.
You can unpack this a couple different ways with this.
I'm interested to hear what you have to say here, Ian.
On face value, you could say to Tony Dutoit, you knew goddamn well how much that name meant as a cosmic child's name. Name your fucking kid something else other than Emmanuel. Why piss off this guy after you already left and fuel this shit by naming the kid Emmanuel?
Sure.
Okay.
That's an argument. There's also the argument that Mambro fully believed this line of logic here too, that what I just read is real to him. We don't know.
Okay.
It might be.
Sure. No, that's a thought.
What I think is more possible in this scenario is that he lost his guy that was running the light shows in the projection shows while everybody's dropping acid. He wasn't going to let this guy get away with spilling the secret on everything. So he had to convince people that there was a reason that the Dutoits had to die.
Yeah, that this is just kind of a cover story, I guess.
That's what I think.
Yeah,
that
makes sense.
This is all a reason. This is just explaining away a reason that the Dutoits had to go.
I think I would agree with that as well.
I'll buy that.
I don't want to buy that, but that's what it is.
He should have just named his dog Emmanuel, and
I think that Joe Mambro would have come up with any reason to explain away why the Dutoits had to die. I think.
Yeah, that makes sense.
No matter what,
Yeah,
he would have
I'm
come
with
up with
you.
a reason.
Sure. I mean, the guy birthed the Antichrist. I mean, what are you going to do? Can't let him live.
It's on him.
I mean,
It's not his fault.
in October 1994, the Dutoits, along with their 3-month-old son, were invited to attend a dinner at a solar temple location in Morin Heights, Quebec. Now, they had these, we'll get into it on part 2, but they had like these multiple kind of these houses. I don't know. I don't think you would consider them hotels, but kind of like these bed and breakfast almost kind of things. And they were all paid for by that Swiss watchmaker that we talked about. They were invited there by a couple named the Genois, and they had stayed friendly with them since they left the cult.
The Dutoits had.
Yes, the
right.
the Dutoits stayed friendly with the Genois, and And that was common. Like we said before, they didn't cut off society, so it wasn't strange for the Dutois to hear from the Genois couple and be invited here. But instead, when they showed up, they were met with two high-ranking members, Joel Eggard and Dominique Bellotin. When they walked into this house or this bed and breakfast, however you want to describe it, they walked in to these two high-ranking members, and these two already had the knives out, and they were ready to go. Tony Dutois was stabbed in the back 50 times. His wife was stabbed 4 times in the throat, 8 times in the back, and 1 time in each breast. And then the baby Emmanuel was stabbed 6 times with a wooden stake, then wrapped in a bag, with this bag effectively marking the baby as the Antichrist and a traitor to the Solar Temple.
Holy shit.
That's what I'm saying. We just took it, like, it just takes this huge turn out of
immediate
nowhere.
Escalation, yeah.
Afterwards, Eggard and Bellotin stole the Dutois car and drove to Montreal, where they hopped on a plane to Switzerland, and they left the Genois to clean it up. The Genois stuffed the Dutois in a closet towards the back of the house and then set off a firebomb, burning down the house, burning the bodies of the Dutois beyond recognition, and effectively burning themselves, killing themselves for the Solar Temple. And this would kick off a spree of murders and suicides that would go on for the next 3 years.
So why did they burn themselves down in the house?
You would assume that they were instructed by de Mambro to do it, and it was ritualistic. They had Solar Temple necklaces on that had an ST pendant that was just like melted straight into their chest, and it was how it was described is that it was on purpose. It was the way that the pendants were found, like melted into their chests, was on purpose that investigators would see it.
Remember that line we discussed earlier? Yeah, we crossed that into cult.
Yeah, a little bit.
We've officially crossed into cult.
And also, Mike,
up.
I'd like to point out, we'll go back to an earlier conversation that Ian says closet. That's one of the Pittsburgh
Well,
words.
so does Eminem, right?
Closet.
I'm cleaning out my closet.
CLAWSET.
I said, I'm sorry, Mama. I never
How do
meant
you
to
guys-
hurt you. Closet.
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 And you say closet.
Wait, say it again?
Closet.
Closet.
Closet. You say closet, we say closet.
Like you say it like it's spelled CLAWSET. Closet.
Yeah.
And instead of closet, which I actually wouldn't have noticed that. He doesn't say it as noticeable.
Well, I'm just pointing out.
Yeah, I know, I appreciate
I'm giving
it.
you the example you
Now
asked
we're going to
for
start
earlier.
picking out everything Ian says. He's going to stop talking. Like, fuck you guys.
You know what? The one Pittsburgh thing that I pride myself that I never got is saying wash, but the Pittsburgh way is saying warsh. Never got that.
Yeah, W-O-R.
I'm
Warsh.
glad I didn't get that.
Gotta go wash your
That's
clothes.
Southern Ohio, too. My grandmother used to say
Yeah.
warsh.
Wash.
What about yins? Do you say yins?
Yeah, like yins.
I say yins, but I say it knowing it's like a joke.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
yins better get over here. And I say over
when I get-
yonder.
Yins comes out of me when I get super pissy when like kids are fucking around and being bad. I'm like, Yins gotta get over here.
Yeah, because that's so intimidating, Ian. Like, listen, they're like, listen to this motherfucker. He's trying to be a badass.
He's making up words.
Dad, why don't you wash my ass? Get out of here.
Or like if I say, yeah, I mean, if people want to go do
Yins.
something, like Yins want to go.
No. I say y'all sometimes.
You're joking, though.
Yeah, but text-wise, I like y'all. When my left index finger's working, of course.
Of course.
I'm currently disabled from text. I'm on the IR.
There's been many of times when I have children that I'm angry with or frustrated with, and I say Yin's got to chill out or something along those lines.
Yin's gotta chill out. They're like, the fuck did you just say?
De Mambro, like we talked about earlier, that De Mambro initially taught his followers that an apocalypse was drawing near. Like we said, it was like 1995-ish was when it was going to go down, and they needed to be prepared to survive for the end of days. But this narrative wasn't working anymore. there wasn't enough to keep members committed to him. He was fighting with Jouret. They had the gun charges. There was this weird money laundering shit. And then there were a lot of people also getting sick of him saying stuff like, "Hey, you're Lemmy from Motorhead, and you're Mother Teresa. You guys
I love that we made that a thing.
You guys got to bang and make the cosmic child." Like, that's not. People are getting sick of it.
For the record, 100% Dave would join a Lemmy Motorhead cult.
I was a big Lemmy fan.
Who isn't? He's fucking awesome. I would join a cult.
Did you ever see Lemmy in concert?
No, I did not.
Awesome.
I did not.
That's good stuff.
I'm trying to think, because he was at a few WrestleManias, because he did Triple H's theme song, and he was at a few WrestleManias, but none that I was at.
Cool fucking dude, man.
Yeah, I'd love.
He did all
Where'd you see him
Triple
at?
H's songs.
He did all of. Well, he didn't do the My Time one. That was the DX song, but he did King of Kings,
But, like,
and
all
the
the-
Game,
all
and
the Game
Evolution.
ones.
Yeah, all the badass ones.
Yeah.
Where'd you see him, Dave?
I
Small?
believe at the Agora opening for Slayer, like back in the early 90s.
That'd be sweet.
Early 90s, late 80s,
that'd
early
be
90s.
fucking awesome.
Oh, yeah.
So at this point in the story, it's almost 1995, and like we said, this is when the world was destined to come to an end.
So these guys always give these
And-
specific dates, and you have to end up amending, and they're
Yeah.
like, but wait, it's going to be 5 years later because I misread the tea leaves.
Unless you're like old David Berg out at Children of God, I mean, he kept figuring out a way to push it back and push it back until he just kind of dissolved that whole idea. But these guys were not willing to push it back. They were unwilling to die in the apocalypse along with the rest of mankind. So Mambro came up with an idea. According to the Solar Temple, all human consciousness originated from energy projected from the dog star Sirius, like we talked about. And that's the same star where all ascended masters lived, and they observed humankind from afar.
Oh, well, everyone knows that.
Of course.
Of course.
The ascended masters, according to the Solar Temple, did not have bodies. Bodies were unnecessary when your true self existed on Sirius. So according to Mambro, the only way to live on Sirius alongside the ascended masters was through ritualistic suicide. And that's where we will pick up on part 2.
Oh,
Hot damn for a teaser.
interesting.
It's a hell of a teaser, Ian. That might be your best one yet.
It's pretty good.
Pretty good.
Who wore it better, killing yourself to ascend to Sirius, or putting your strapping your Nikes on at Heaven's Gate and trying to catch a ride on the Hail Bob Comet?
Ooh.
Which is better?
I'm gonna confidently say the Order of the Solar Temple did it better.
Well, I mean, what standards are we using here?
We're gonna find out next week.
Because
I mean,
I
I'm
want to
just
use
saying
those
that-
Nikes, and I want to do that the old Hail Bob.
Purple Shroud?
Yeah.
Hail Bob?
Yeah. But I don't know the full story.
See?
I mean, in
So
all
maybe ask this
fairness-
question in 1 week, Dave.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Ian. Sorry.
I mean, the Order of the Solar Temple based everything off Madame Blavatsky, which is pretty cool. Heaven's Gate bought the Nikes because they were on sale at a Payless, and then
It's the best.
and then they caught word of the Hail Bob thing off of Coast to Coast with Art Bell,
Yeah,
and then
like,
Art had
it's
to
fucking awesome.
apologize a
That's
shit
right.
ton
That's
afterwards.
right. Like, yeah, Hail Bob, that's the ticket. Yeah.
It also upsets me that Art Bell had to apologize. Like, come on.
Yeah, he got grilled for that hard.
Yeah.
He's just doing a show.
Yeah, it's not his fault.
God damn.
If people smoke themselves from listening to our show, that's your problem. It's not my problem,
Yeah.
right?
I would tend to agree with that statement.
Yeah.
Just tell it like
Art
it is.
shouldn't have had to apologize for that. Art was putting on an entertaining show.
All right, Ian, you got any other thoughts on part 1 of the Solar Temple?
It was very refreshing to do a cult again. We haven't done one forever, and it's especially refreshing to be able to read up on some of Madame Blavatsky's theosophical ideas and stuff like that. It's
And like we said, we're going to cover her.
I really like Madame Blavatsky. Unfortunately, one of her root races, the Aryans, were taken way out of context by a certain dictator in history.
Damn, you're teasing some big things.
Yeah, went way off the fucking rails.
9999.
I like Madame Blavatsky's stuff. It's really interesting.
Looking
It's
forward
cool
to that.
read.
Dave, you got any final thoughts on...
Cults are always fun. Looking forward to see what happens next week.
Cults are my favorite subject, I think,
you
to
know,
cover.
Dead stab babies. Not that fun,
No,
but
that
generally cults
pissed
are
me off. I tried to
entertaining.
stay silent on that because I didn't want to get all fired up. So we got some Patreon shout-outs. Patreon.com/Necronomipod if you're interested. Thank you very much to Chris Basinger, Samantha Wharton, Cecily Gomez, Vince Case, Brandon Williams, Stephen Decker, G. Meadows, Alex Perez, Caitlin, Jason Davidson, Lindsay Dunn, Shannon and Ashley, Fortenberry, Justin Simmons, Madison Perry, Caleb McCaffrey, Mason Evans, Nextra Stordenaire, Jennifer Wadman, Emily Hale, Taylor Van Dortenston, Blythe Spears, Apeshit, Ashley Parrott, Charles Villy, Rindy, Aussie Sarah Ferg, and Jordan Richards. Thank you very much. We appreciate your guys' support. If you're interested in becoming a Patreon or a patron, we are at patreon.com/Necronomipod. Ian, what do you got for us?
For iTunes, I have one for Steph Ridgway, J. Clasby 96, SS Beam, and one for Freddy's Crew. Thank you guys for the reviews. It is very much appreciated. Helps us out a ton.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Dave on the socials.
From Twitter, Adam Lash. From Instagram, L Fox. Taco loves Lola. Ooh, Taco loves Dave, too, and Dave loves tacos. Larissa Ariel Love and Cecily Gomez. Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much. We are on the socials at Necronomipod, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Are we still doing YouTube? Are we still putting up there, even though people shit on us?
Yeah, it's going back. We had that hiccup for John Bonet. We still get some people.
They're looking for part 4, yeah.
You got to expand your horizons. YouTube's a bullshit format. But
And also, it's
on
just
there.
where all like the shitty people leave comments. Like, if you want to see negativity, go to YouTube
And
comments.
sometimes paragraph after paragraph of comment.
Good Lord.
Oh, man. You know what, though? Every once in a while, I start reading them, and I'm like, yeah, I can't even read any more of this. But sometimes people have some good input. Every once in a while, there's some good ones on YouTube. But
Well, so there we're at. We're at YouTube.
aside from the like one or two people, someone recently commented on YouTube that had some good input. But other than that, it's a bullshit format, and you should probably listen to podcasts other places.
I would imagine it would be easier to listen to other formats, yes. All right. Well, we hope you guys enjoyed part 1 of Solar Temple. We'll be back next week.
All right, you guys ready for a cool down beer?
Cheers.